garden that are special. One is called the tree of life, and one is called the tree of good and evil. And he said, you have one rule in the garden. One rule. He said, do not eat from the tree of good and evil. He said, because if you eat from that tree, yucky is going to come into your heart, and you'll die. And so Adam and Eve said, we got it. We can handle one rule. How big is it to follow one rule? We won't eat from the tree of good and evil. So Jesus said, very good. So every day, Jesus said, I'm going to walk with you every day. So Jesus would come into the garden, and Adam and Eve and him would take a walk in the cool of the evening. There was a sneaky snake. Now this sneaky snake, Miss Yolanda likes to call him the sneaky snake.
Oh.
But he's really the enemy of God, and his name is the devil. Now the devil was an angel that was up in heaven, but the angel had a pride problem. One day this angel, he was called Lucifer, he said, you know what? I am so awesome, I'm so great, I want to be like God. And you know what? Yucky entered the angel's heart. And Jesus told him, you know what? You're not allowed to be in heaven anymore because you let pride and yucky into your heart. The angel, Lucifer, the bad angel, he made himself into a sneaky snake so he could trick the woman. So one day, the sneaky snake, he came up to Eve and he said to her, Eve, did God really say that you couldn't eat from this tree? And Eve goes, yeah, Jesus did say that. He said that we're not allowed to eat it. We're not even allowed to touch it or we'll die. Now, did Jesus say she couldn't touch it?
Yeah.
No. He just said you couldn't eat it. But Eve added to God's word. She added to the word. She said, yeah, I can't touch it and I can't eat it. So the minute that Eve added to God's word, confusion entered into her heart. Because we're not supposed to, you're not going to die. God doesn't want you to eat from that tree because then you're going to be as smart as him. And so she said, oh, I want to be as smart as God. And so she got tricked by the sneaky snake. And guess what she did? She took a fruit. And she ate it. Oh, no. Now remember, God had given her a very special clean heart. Well, when she ate from that tree and that fruit, what happened to her heart? It got dark. It got yucky. He looks over and he knows that Eve is going to be separated from God. And so Adam knew the rule, but he disobeyed. He disobeyed God because he didn't want to be separated from his wife. And so he ate of the tree. And what happened to his heart? Dark. Dark. Sin entered their heart. Well, the minute that sin entered their heart, they knew they had done wrong. Because remember, they ate from the tree of good and evil. And now they knew that yucky was in their heart. He comes and walks with them every day. So Jesus comes and he starts to call for them. Adam, Eve, where are you? I'm here for my walk. Well, they felt bad. They felt ashamed. And so they went and they hid in the bushes. Well, Jesus knows what they've done. But he wants them to confess. He wants them to tell. They're like, Adam, Eve, where are you? I'm here for my walk. But we felt bad because we knew that we had yucky in our hearts and we were naked. Because before they didn't know. They didn't care. They had walked around. Their hearts were pure. Well, Jesus, he wants them to confess. So he tells Adam, did you eat? Did you break the rule? Did you eat from the fruit I told you not to eat? Well, what do you do when you get in trouble? You don't want to get in trouble, so you blame somebody else, right? And so Adam goes, she made me do it. She made me do it. Now he's blaming Eve. He's blaming his wife. Just like we do sometimes when we get in trouble. We blame somebody else. And the ways that you gave me, she did it. She made me do it. Snake made me do it. He tricked me. The sneaky snake made me do it. Well, Jesus' heart was broken. His heart was broken. He was so sad. Because Jesus cannot be when there's yucky in people's hearts. Jesus can't be in the presence of sin. And so he said, I'm so brokenhearted. He goes, you're going to have to leave the garden. Because remember I told you there was 2 trees that were special in that garden. The other tree is called the tree of life. And Jesus knew that if they disobeyed once, they could disobey again. And if they ate from the tree of life with yucky in their heart, they would live forever with sin, and there would be no way of getting them. You have to leave the garden. You're going to have to leave my presence. But Jesus loved them still, and he said, but I'm going to do something for you. He said, I'm going to take one of my special creations, one of my little lambs. He goes, and I'm going to sacrifice it. That means he goes, I'm going to kill it so that I can make you some clothes. Because remember, they didn't have any clothes. And so Jesus took one of his special lambs. He had to kill it so that he can get clothes for them. And he made them clothes so they could wear when they left the garden. Now, but look at, he said, I'm going to give that one day, he said, I'm going to do more than just cover your sin. He said, one day I'm going to give you that white heart again. He goes, and this is what I'm going to do. He goes, I'm going to, one day, I'm going to die on the what?
Cross.
On the cross. He said, one day I'm going to die on the cross. He goes, and I'm going to take that yucky heart. He goes, and I'm going to put it right there. He goes, I'm going to put it on me on the cross. He goes, and then, he said, when I die on the cross, you're going to get your white heart back. He said, but that's not going to be for a long time. The snake is going to be crushed. That sneaky snake is going to be crushed under my feet. Yeah, but he said, for now you have to leave the garden. And so that's how the story ends, but we'll learn more about it this week, okay guys?